Alright guys, today we're going to learn how to properly and safely load, shoot, and clean a modern day muzzleloader. Before you do this, you want to know how to properly and safely operate your muzzleloader, because you don't want to go off and shoot someone. That wouldn't be good. In order to do that, you want to know how the gun works, and you do that by looking at your owner's manual, look how everything runs, and you know how it works so you don't go and shoot someone. So let's get a look at one of these muzzleloaders today. This right here is a modern day muzzleloader. It's called a brake action muzzleloader because you push this button right here and it brakes right here towards the center. Close that up. So one rule about guns is you always want to treat it as it was loaded, because if you do that, then you're not worried about shooting anyone, and that's one of the safety. Also, never put your finger on the trigger before you're ready to shoot. We can just do this so we don't go and shoot someone. Right here I'm holding, it's called the CVA Optima, and it's a modern day muzzleloader, and compared to the older day muzzleloaders, it's a lot modern because it uses more precise bullets and propellants, and also uses a cap in the back that ignites the powder to shoot the bullet. In the olden days, they'd use muskets that would shoot little round balls, and they weren't as accurate as the muzzleloaders are today. So let's get started today with how to properly load the gun. So you just kind of first bring the gun up to where it's up and down. Right here is your bullet that you're going to use, and then over here is the powder you're going to use. I'm going to put the gun down and kind of show you guys up close what this stuff looks like. So, right there is kind of what your powder looks like. They're little pellets, and depending on the charge, you're going to shoot anywhere from 2 of those in the gun to 3. So that's kind of the powder you're going to use. And then right here, right there is your bullet. Right here is a 350 grain, or 250 grain, sorry, power belt bullet. And it's designed to safely and kind of smoothly lower the bullet down into the gun. So let's get started here. I'm not going to put any gunpowder in the gun because I'm kind of in the house and I don't want to shoot a hole in the roof. So what you would do is hold the gun like this, and then you put 2 of those little pellets in, and then put the bullet on the very top. Make sure it's seated, and then you take this little tool right here and you'll push it down right up top, nice and smooth. And right here, this is called the ram rod. Pull that out and push it down. Just want to push it down the barrel. Push it all the way down until it's seated. And then it's seated correctly, you just kind of push hard and make sure it's down in there. Once you know it's seated correctly, the gun is now loaded. Now that the gun's loaded, you know that you could possibly harm someone, so you want to make sure it's pointed in the right direction. So once it's loaded, I've got her loaded, you just want to push this button right here, which opens up the action. So you push the button, open it up, and right here, these are little Remington, they're called caps. And what they do, kind of show you up close what they look like. There, right there's the cap. That's kind of what it looks like. Just a small little percussion cap. So you just take that and you put it in the back of the muzzleloader right here. I'm not going to do that because I could possibly set the gun off. I don't really want to do that. So once you do that, you put the cap in, you close the gun. Now you are ready to shoot. When you're ready to shoot, you just put the gun up on your shoulder, nice and tight. And you can also maybe put your elbow through the sling so you have a little more grip, a little more stability. And then you just look through the scope, and you'll pull the hammer down. When you're ready to shoot, you'll look through, and when you're ready, you pull the trigger. But I won't do that because I'm in the house, so I don't want to shoot a hole through. So now you're thinking, well, he put the bullet in, how is he going to get it out? Well, That's easy. It's right here. This is called the breech plug. You screw that out right there. Give you kind of a close-up here on what it looks like. That's the breech plug. Kind of see there? You screw that out. Takes a little bit, but you get it out. And there you can see probably through the barrel that there's an obstruction. So what I'm going to do, set that down, get my ramrod out, go all the way down, and just push that bullet right through. This is what hunters do at the end of the day if they didn't shoot any deers, then they can go and just unload the gun. So let's put that ramrod back in and then get that breech plug back in there, and then you'll be ready to go out and shoot again whenever you want. And right now, let's go take you out to shooting at the range and show you actually how the gun is fired. And you can tell in the video that they have eye and ear protection because I need that just to protect you from all the powder that comes out of the gun. And without that, you can always get powder in your eyes, burn your eye out, and it's not good. Also, these guns are really loud, so you want ear protection so you don't blow out an eardrum or do whatever. So, let's take you out to the range. Alright guys, now that we've gone to the range and shot our gun, it's going to be a little dirty because all the black powder buildup. So, we've got our gun, and we've got to clean it now so that it stays in good condition. What we've got here is a little bit of CVA barrel blaster. It's a gun cleaning solvent that we use to clean the outside and inside of the barrel. So what you do is you just want to take your ramrod. Right here we've got, it's a little brush you screw in at the end, and then when you do that you push it down the barrel and it breaks up any loose fouling in the barrel. Once you've done that, you want to screw on this little brush here and put a little bit of that solvent on there and just run it through the barrel a little bit. Just real quick, probably a couple little runs through, and then it stays nice and clean. Once you're done with that, right here, we've got a couple oil patches. And we use those kind of while we're shooting also when we're done to just kind of take one little pass through. So you take your ramrod again, and you just take it and put a patch on, put it on the end here, and you just push it through, and pull it out, and you just want to do that until the gun is nice and clean, there's no more black residue on the cloth. So once you've done that, you got the inside of the barrel all clean. So you want to take the breech plug out, which always takes a little bit, but they just do that so it makes it a little stronger. So we get our breech plug out, and set the gun down, and we'll set it in a solution that cleans it up, and once it's clean, we'll have a nice little breech plug here that's good and clean. You can kind of see how there's a little bit around there, but that's alright. See how the end there is nice and clear and shiny? This one's already clean because I've cleaned it. And then right here, we've got, it's called a nipple pick. And what you do is you just take it, has a real fine wire. See that little hole? You just push it through there. You also push it through the end of this right here just to clear up that little hole so all the propellant can get out of all the charge can get to the propellant and fire the gun. So now that we've got that clean, we take this little grease right here and you'll put it around the thread to make sure it doesn't seize up. And then once you've got that done, I'm going to just screw that back into the gun and start to clean the outside of the barrel. You can also take the stock off and stuff. I won't show that here because it's pretty easy. You just remove it by one screw. And the stock is right here. Just remove it by that screw. is take it off and clean all the outside of the barrel. Make sure, there are no oil marks from your hands on there, just so the gun's nice and clean. So you also take this rag and just kind of run it around, make sure it's clean. Also make sure the scope is nice and clean, because they are expensive and you want to make sure they're in good condition. And once the gun is all nice and clean, you can put it in the gun cabinet in safe storage, and it'll be nice and ready for next time. So that is how you safely load, shoot, and clean a muzzleloader.